Welcome to Amuso Real Talk. My name is Amuso Eunice, and thank you so much for your love. Thank you for subscribing, thank you for commenting, and thank you for sharing our channel. Now on Amuso Real Talk, this time around, we went all the way to Expo 2020, and guess what? We brought you somebody so special. He was my first boss in the UAE. So he interviewed me first, now it's my turn to interview him. He's the owner of B Cafe right behind me. He's going to take us through his experiences right from Lebanon to the UAE. What has been the challenges and what advice would he give to us, the youth, who are becoming the CEOs of tomorrow? So be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and ring the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time we have an upload. Thank you for loving Amuso Real Talk, and thank you for the support. Amuso Real Talk, you are not alone, and we inspire you at the comfort of your phone. Welcome to the show, Mr. Abdul. Please introduce yourself to the audience, and I'm so humbled to have you on Amuso Real Talk.
Amuso, I'm so proud of you. So proud of you, and I've been looking at your career path so far. You're doing a great job. That Amuso
Real Talk.
Eunice Real Talk, it's a big thing. With your support, guys, we can do things better. My name is Abdul Bajani. I've been in UAE for the last 24 years.
Wow.
Since 1998, if I'm not wrong. September 1998. I still remember how humid it was on that day when I reached here. And since then, I've been doing a lot of jobs. The first 4 or 5 years of my life in UAE, I was jumping from a business to another business. They were all on the retail, the luxury retail, from Dupont, Swarovski, Waterman to tabletop businesses. But I wasn't really getting what I want. I've always been creative enough. I've studied drama, I've studied dancing, I taught even dancing back home in Lebanon. So I moved into media, and that was joining Group Plus, a company that works on the outdoor advertising, a lot of advertising in Lebanon and back in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And I was the GM for this company. From that company, I joined another company where I played the role of a senior planner. That was a creative agency, so we had a lot of clients that I was planning. I was the marketing head, if I may say, marketing brain for these companies. And from there, I moved into Awraq Publishing, where we launched Emarat Liyom, Emirates Today, and the group of publishing. I was looking after the commercial side of this. And from that business in 2007, 2008, I moved to be the chief marketing officer for Miras, where I launched the Miras brand, the master developer that is still existing. It was a great exposure for me on a client level. And from that time, back in 2008, late 2008, the economic crisis hit the whole world, including Dubai. And in 2008, I had 3 kids that I had to take care of. So I had some consultancy jobs with many companies, governmental companies mainly, for a year or so. And after that, I said, you know what, maybe it's time to open something for myself. Prior to that time, I was always an employee. Nothing wrong with being an employee, especially if you are in a high position. The exposure and the benefits living in UAE, they're quite enormous. So yeah, I've had my bit of everything until I opened my first own business. I joined a local gentleman, a UAE doing the brand Coffeeol. That was my first business with coffee. But that was more on the commercial coffee. All the coffee that we had was from Thailand. So we developed the brand here and in Thailand. And we franchised the brand. And at that time, it was rising the specialty coffee. And I said, you know what, since I'm very specific and I'm very picky about the things in life in general, I was triggered to start my own business with Bee Cafe, the brand that you see right behind us at Expo 2020.
Wow. The very brand that hired me, the first job that I got in the UAE. First of all, I am so humbled that you gave me the opportunity. When I didn't have the experience, you employed me, you believed in me, and I'm so grateful for that. And because of you, I am here today. Now, I want you to take me through the Abdul Bajani in Lebanon. The young Abdul Bajani, the growing up of Abdul Bajani.
Well, I was born in 1969. That was 6 years prior to the war in Lebanon, the civil war. So when I was a small kid, I'm the second kid in my family. So I had my sister, myself, my brother, and my sister. So we were 4 kids, raised by a lovely mom, which I say hi to her. Yesterday was Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So happy Mother's Day, Mom. And then we were raised with my mom actually, because my dad used to work and to support the ambulance to save some lives during that time. And then we grew during the war. It was very difficult times, like any civil war. It's very difficult for anyone who's living there. I got injured, my mom got injured, we lost a lot of cousins. May their soul rest in peace. And then in 1998, I met my wife, who's my wife now. We got married actually in UAE.
Wow.
I have 3 kids, Joey, Miriam, and Christopher, which you know already.
Yes.
They were all born in UAE and raised in UAE. And my son Joe is working here with Pepsi Lazy Group right now at Expo. He graduated. My daughter is in Canada. And Christopher next year is going to university. He got accepted in France and Canada, so he's yet to decide where to go.
Wow.
So yes, I'm a father of 3 kids with a lovely wife that I adore. That's for my wife Giselle, which you know.
Yes.
And so back in Lebanon we had to work 2-3 jobs. So I studied drama because I like drama, and I was acting and getting paid for my acting, mainly theater and drama. And then I was working also in different jobs. So in Lebanon, maybe until today, you can graduate in business but work in anything else, you know, just for the sake of living. So I met my wife in Lebanon, and we wanted to get married and build a life, a decent life, as we say. So she came prior to me to Dubai for like 6 months, 7 months. She worked with Emirates Airlines at that time as a crew. Then I joined her back as a sales and marketing for a company that does giveaway items. One of the biggest companies here that does all the giveaway items for the big brands. So that was my first step in UAE, and from there we went into, as I told you, advertising, to media, and then to client level as a CMO for Miras. After Miras, it was my first partnership with the local guy that I told you about in Cofiol. For 4 years, I established the brand, opened around 10 outlets in UAE, 12 in Bangkok, in Saudi, in Bahrain. That's all in the span of 4 years. So we were really very quick in establishing the brand. And then I opened the Bee Cafe. When I started Bee Cafe, that was the first time I drank coffee, to be honest with you. Prior to this, I didn't. Because in Lebanon we have the Turkish coffee, and with the first brand it was more commercial, so dark roast and so on. And I decided to learn more about specialty coffee. How do we pick the coffee, the different processes, the difference between Arabica and Robusta, what are the different countries, how can we get them, a single origin, single farm, and you name it, organic and so on. So I had to study all of this. So I'm right now a certified roaster, SCA roaster. I'm a certified also judge
Yes.
for the Barista Championship. And all what we do at the level of championship and the way we judge, that's the way I train my staff to do it. And you're one of them. And I'm so happy on the way you prepare coffee and the knowledge that you have when it comes to specialty coffee. Yes, that was my story when it comes to coffee. we have been chosen, luckily, to be one of the 6 specialty coffees in Expo. So the full Expo, you have only 6. One of them is Bee Cafe. We're so
Wow.
proud of being able to be a part of it. Yes, to make it. The demands and the request and it was like
Hi.
as if you're going to the moon, guys. So imagine if you're flying to the moon, the amount of preparation that you require, very similar is to be part of the Expo. But luckily we've been able to do it with the support of Madam, who was my admin and my right hand, and with the support of the guys and the flexibility of the Expo. So yes, here we are, living the success of the Expo, part of it.
Wow. That is so it's kind of, your profile is kind of so big. So I want you to take me through what inspired you, or what forced you to move from Lebanon to UAE?
My wife. I mean, she wasn't my wife at that time, but because I want to get married, I said that's her. I need to build a good life. So she sacrificed. She came first because she got the chance to join
Emirates.
And based on that, she found me the job actually. So
Wow.
we applied here wherever from Lebanon, and I met the guys, the Lebanese people. So I met them when they went to Lebanon, and then we agreed, and they flew me back here. So stability, building a family, building a future. Unfortunately, till date, that was like more than 24 years back. Till date, all the young people there in Lebanon, they're still suffering of this uncertainty of the future. You know?
Yes.
Hope that soon we'll get over this.
By the grace of God. I would like you to tell me about your experience as an employer. Yeah? As an employer, and in the country where we have so many people from different places, and you have employed, including me myself, we've been in a company where we have different personalities. How do you deal with that as an employer? And you deal with the staff direct. It's not like there is a manager, there is this, but it's you direct. So how do you go about that, and what challenges do you face?
I'm sure, Eunice, you felt the family relation that we have with our staff. That comes with good things and sometimes, unfortunately, bad things. Dubai is a multicultural city. It has its challenges, but with years you get to know how an Ugandan person thinks in general, how a Filipino thinks in general. So we get to know the sensitivity of each one. But once you accept the culture of others, then it will be easier. You'll understand why a person is doing this or that. You know, it's just by tolerance, acceptance of the others, you'll get to know. That's from one side. The other side is to have a system or policies in the company that no matter where you are, for example, where you come from, you should follow the system. That will allow everyone to communicate properly. Fairness is a very important thing.
Yes.
Giving back to the employees is a very important thing. You can see right now, the staff are so happy, they're motivated, they're on top of their business, they work as if it's their own. That doesn't come easy.
Yes.
You need to build it, you need to be honest with the staff, you need to support them. So for me, they're like my kids. Honestly, they're like my kids. I support them, I respect them, I absorb their reactions sometimes, you know. The next day they come and say sorry sir for whatever, you know. So it's if I can say it's like a family kind of thing. Sometimes in a family you fight,
Yes.
whatever.
Absolutely.
But you do it for the sake of the person itself.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
that's I believe the success. Being honest, like being a part of Expo, there's something very important. It's called welfare. So the guys here are making sure that employees are getting their salaries on time, they have their lunch break, they're working the minimum hours, blah, blah, blah. All these sets of international rules are applied and more.
Yes.
We scored 8 out of 8 when it comes to Bee Cafe.
Wow.
So, alhamdulillah, you've been used as an example to many companies on how to deal and how to do it. And I believe there's no effort. This is what we are, you know.
It's nature.
Yeah, it's natural.
Yeah.
And we make sure that there's no politics and there's no whatever. I mean, we're here to work, all of us. We have families that we need to raise, and that's it.
And because as I worked in Big Cafe, I had this family attachment with the company and you as my boss. And how does it make you feel that most of your staff have this attachment with you, even when they leave, you know? Like, it's not like, I don't want to see this person again, I hate this company, no. But they have this feeling that he is my boss, you can still call him, I can still message. How does it make you feel?
Good, great. I believe like I've done my job. I believe that I've done a good job because after all, we're all human beings. And the relation that we've been, look at you, you've been out of Big Cafe maybe 3 years, 4 years now or more?
4 years.
4 years. And we're still in contact, and not only you, I mean, we've graduated many champions, coffee champions that we're still in contact, and they're ready to support the team and the coffee. They never forget these times, you know. But unfortunately, we're not that big company, so we are a small company. But we don't keep all the people, so we prepare them for the next step.
Yes.
If they find a better job, better paid, we're all here together. Move on, no problem, you know. So if we can afford to keep them, we will. If we cannot, and they get a great job, great offer, we push them, we support them. I always get a call like your ex. A person is calling us, what do you think? I always support, I always say good and highlight the positive things about it, you know? So that's what builds a good relation. Like if someone left and they see how we still treat them, how we still do it, then they believe in this. And you know, like our yearly
Christmas meeting,
we call everyone and we always gather, they always call, so it makes me feel good. First to check on them, they're fine, wherever they move, they're doing well. Some of them, unfortunately, they choose the wrong place. It doesn't work, so we help them to find another job. So that's it in general.
And really, I must say, you're really that great person. Yeah, and
I'm not that great. I've been through a lot, so I try to share.
You understand, right? You're such a great person, and you've been such a great encouragement for me personally, and I know because we do have communication with the people we used to be with in the same company, and I just can't figure out how God blessed you with such an open heart.
I don't know.
And
that's too much what you're talking about.
And
that's definitely a blessing from God.
Yeah.
If I can have another person be happy at a point of time, then why not?
What are the challenges you face?
In what?
In the business, especially like being an employer of a coffee shop.
I mean, during Corona, that was very tough on big companies and small companies. For us, it was very tough. Retail business in general, the coffee business in general. But alhamdulillah, we never cut a salary. We always paid salaries on time. We tried to survive, you know. And guess what? Staff, they appreciate this. They know the difference. They know the importance of stability in Dubai. So alhamdulillah, we have a good management. We manage our cash properly as much as we can. We survived it. We survived it very toughly, but we took care of my people. Now my people are taking care of the business.
Wow. So I would like to ask you about the parenting side. You are a father of a boy child, you know, the boy child. So how have you managed to raise your boy children nurturing them into great men of tomorrow? Let's say responsible men, responsible fathers and husbands of tomorrow.
It's not only me, it's definitely the full ambience of the house. It's my wife.
Yes.
I have two boys, as I told you,
Yes.
Joey and Christopher, and I have Miriam in the middle.
The girl child.
We raise them all the same thing with a lot of love. with a lot of respect to the family, to the elder people. We put them in a French Lebanese school. Alhamdulillah, they all succeeded at their school level, at the university level also. They're one of the top, so they make us feel proud of this. I'm very close to my family, to my wife and to my kids. So whenever they have sports, I can't remember how many kilometers I drove throughout the 17 years of them playing football, going all the way to drop them, watch them, support them, and come back. So I'm very close to my family.
So
I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but that's a choice that I made. I want to live next to them as much as I can and be around them as much as I can. And I believe they appreciate it. They know.
So, as a parent, and I'm also real talk, one of the key things we talk about is the boy child. Because when we look outside the world, the percentage of single mothers raising children of their own is growing. And perhaps it's because of the fear of responsibility of the males or the boy child. So how or what can you share to the world or to the parents on how to bring up the boy children, the boys, into responsible people?
My own experience and a man should do what a woman is doing, his wife, and the wife also should support financially and work. So we go hand in hand. Luckily, I have a wife that understands this. I have a wife that is very supportive, and I have kids that are also supportive. They know if today we went through a lot of difficulties.
Yes.
Being an owner of a business is not an easy thing,
Yes.
especially on the tough times. You have families, not only my family, the family of my staff. That we
Yes.
are doing. So we went through a lot of difficult times where the kids know, no, we cannot go and dine out. We cannot get this. Forget it. We have to wait. And on the good times, we said, you know what? We need the new T-shirt, we need the new iPhone, whatever. We can go and buy it. So they understand when it's tough and it's not tough. My daughter right now, she's working in Canada. She should do it. She doesn't want. She doesn't really need it. But she's going. She said, "Khalas, I don't want to pay for anything. Just pay my tuition fees and I'll take care of the rest." Did I tell her this? No. Did I push her to work? No. But she's responsible enough. She learned this. She learned it from her mom, from her dad, from, I don't know. My son also the same.
So you installed values in them.
100%. 100%. And family comes first to them, no matter what. We don't have fights at all. Boys between themselves, there's no fight. I never had an issue with my kids. You know, like when boys sometimes they fight even like for a few minutes, and even this one doesn't happen.
So what parental guidance would you give to the new generation, the us that are coming up today, that feel children are supposed to be pampered? To
respect your parents. Respect your parents. Spend as much time as you can with your parents. That's one. And marry a person that shares the same values. Whatever your values are. Okay? Because if you marry a lady that respects her parents, she's gonna respect your parents. She's gonna raise her kids the same way. That's what I believe in. It's all about morals in life. Otherwise, a human being will be similar to any other creature. So what differentiates us is the way we appreciate things. You know? That's my advice. And take risks in life. Take risks in life. Not like unstudied risks. But if you like to do something like Amusa is doing right now, just go ahead. If you don't start it, you're not gonna finish it. You need to start. You need to be a part of it. That's what I used to tell my son. He plays basketball right now. The more you shoot, even if you miss, because if you don't shoot, you're not gonna score. Finish.
True.
So you have to shoot and you have to miss until you start scoring. Now, mashallah, he won the last competition here. He won a scholarship to go to the US fully paid and so on and so forth. He's not gonna take it maybe, he's choosing where to study, but at least he did it, you know. I believe the confidence that I tried to build in their characters and you can do it and all of this.
Yes.
Unfortunately, my parents couldn't do it for us because it was a time of war. They were just like worried of raising us and feeding us, you know. But they've done a lot to us. What I am right now is because of the circumstances of my life, along with my mom, my dad, my parents, my bigger family, you know.
Yes. Wow. I believe that you are learning something. I always tell you to take notes and learn something from this conversation. And what kind of a parent are you? And what kind of a husband are you?
What kind of thing?
What kind of a parent are you? Are you a present parent? Are you this? How would you describe yourself as a parent?
I don't know. I'm very close to.
So I want to phrase this question once again, that I want you to tell us, the new generation of today. I so much admire how you bring up your children, and being with a house helper for over 10 years without changing, it's something big. You understand? Like, how do you do it, and what advice would you give to us, the future parents of tomorrow? How do we bring up our children with values?
You know, for me, I have values in life that no matter what, that's like very, very important. One of them is respect. Respect to everyone. I respect my smaller brother, my big sister, my parents, my grandparents. So respect comes first of the family. That's one thing. The second thing is, more than respect, is love. Is to share things. Is to it's really love. We have to love each other. Our helper at home, she has been with us for the last 12 years, if I may say. She set a great example of what a great human being can be. She takes care of our family more than we do at a point of time. Now I have my mother-in-law who's living with us. She takes care of her with her medicine, with the whole day. Did she eat? She didn't eat? All of this day-to-day things that there are a lot.
Yes.
She takes care of all the family members. She knows how I drink my coffee, what time I drink it, how I like it. Everything is ready when we wake up. She's an amazing person. And she doesn't do it only because she learned how to do it, or she's quick, or she's a good doer. She does it because she loves us.
Yes.
And the other way around is the way we deal with her as a part of the family.
Yes.
A real member of the family. When she goes on her vacation, we miss her a lot, like we miss our own kids. And she misses us the same. When my son traveled, or my daughter right now, to Canada, they're always in contact with her directly.
Wow.
Through WhatsApp,
Wow.
through whatever,
Wow.
and they're communicating. She understands. You know, like sometimes teenagers, they act weirdly.
Yes.
For us. They act with a little of disrespect that we think is a disrespect. For them, it's just like an action. There's no disrespect, because between them at their own level, that's not disrespectful, let's say that right now. For us, the older generation, no, this is disrespect. So until they learn it, you have to go. The incident's gonna happen one time, two times. She's the person if she sees me like shouting at one of them, why do this or why do that. She's the person, for example, to come and, sir, the teenagers, it's okay, they didn't mean it, whatever. So she tries to bring things, she plays that role. But also believing in good believers at home, alhamdulillah. Myself, my wife, my kids, and our helper. My wife takes them to mass every Friday. Now it's Sunday, so they don't miss this at least every. We have to go, we have to share, we We know that money is not everything.
Yes.
They know this. They appreciate how much we worked hard. If it is my wife or myself to them, that's very important. They appreciate. They know how hard we've worked.
Yes.
But they're still growing. They're still living their life. They're still teenagers. I have two teenagers. My daughter is 19 and my son is turning 18 soon. But they're still in the 18s.
Yes,
They're still in the teens.
Yes.
But yeah, it takes a lot. You need to absorb sometimes. You need to let go. You need to speak about things on a later stage, not when you're angry.
Yes.
But it's hard. It's hard to raise a family. It's not easy. If you want to make sure that they are raised on good morals. And
Yes.
because our time, our generation is different. Generation Z and Generation X and Generation whatever they call it right now, they're different. So for us to understand, they think we're older. They think we don't know anything. Now they're going to their university, so we let them choose whatever they want. We just guide them with how much we know about these things, because it's a challenge.
Yes.
Things are changing. You have AI, you have Internet of Things, you have robotics, a lot of things that were not there. My daughter, she's studying psychology right now, but inside psychology, she has brain psychology, she has kid psychology, you have like a lot of things,
Yes.
which we don't know because at our age it wasn't there.
Yes.
So we're trying to learn about these things and try to guide them as much as we know, but give them the freedom to choose. That's their life, not ours.
Yes.
That's also another important thing.
Yes.
So it gives them more responsibility to choose whatever they want. We're always here to guide them. We always tell them, you choose to do psychology, you start first year, you don't like, no problem, you can always change. Don't stick to something you don't like.
Yes.
The most important is to do something that you like and you will excel with.
So-
Imagine you started something all your life. I want to support very close, very close. I can tell when my support is frustrated. I can tell when my daughter is not happy because we're close to them. So that's very important. As close as possible without suffocating them, especially when I say that be close, not physically close, but and see what they're doing. Because you can as your son had a girlfriend and they just separated. So we have to be so we're there when we're there. So to play this thing when we're there without being there, it's still because sometimes they feel it. They feel your presence too. So you need to know as a parent what you grow when you be there, to create that thing and go try. When your kids, they know what to do. Just say, be responsible. So that, I believe we've succeeded in raising them this way. And there is not subliminal things that they will learn from us. The way we treat others, the way as a family, as a big family, the way English is really spoken, yes, they can learn. We were one of the first specialists. Now there's more than I always like to learn more about special things. I got a chance to present Aroma Group. That's a big exhibition in So I started there, I visited the farms, and I saw this group of whoever works in the business of coffee. They're like a similar to other farms. They're linked to the ground, to the terra, as we say, in Spanish. flip it. Sometimes they use the whole opposite. It goes on plane or whatever it is. And sometimes they substitute. But these guys, they have a special relation with lens. So I've learned about the specific things of different processes, the cooling process, the drying process, and so on. And I was tasting different knife. Charcoal, it tastes like smoke, it can taste like mango, it can taste like strawberry, and we started building this relation. Then when I started roasting, which is a very, very important chain of coffee, because you can get a great coffee, but you spoil it when it comes to this. A lot of chemistry issues happen there. So when I learned about the specific ingredients, how to extract the best sweetness, how to roast the coffee for the complexity of taste. So there is a lot to learn, and it's a very vibrant industry. So roasting is not very difficult. It's not you have different like the one we're using. If you have photo, that's not sure how many so the technology is very developed. So you have this technology thing that is also interesting. You have the emotions and the creativity of the different baristas. When you learn technically how to extract the best coffee, when you have the chance to taste the best coffee in the world, when we are judging the competition, every day you taste it. 40 different types of coffee. One of the best coffees. You see how enthusiastic the baristas are. The way we started the first time back in 2014. Now we're baristas they're representing the UAE worldwide. They're scoring very high. So the industry itself is very dynamic. This is encouraging. And the more I learn, the more I see people that they know more and more. There's a lot of things out there, a lot of investment. It's the same in commodity world, it's the goal. So it's not a joke. So all these different things will trigger me to learn more and more about coffee. And I had the chance to learn one of the first instructors. I like it. That's a drip bag. That's the latest invention, if you may say. So first we started with selling whole bean. So we have whole bean. Those are single origins. Kenya, Uganda, and but not everyone has a grinder. The grinder is a big the grind size basically big because it affects the grinding and the extraction and so on. So to make the life easy, there's something called drip which it's similar to the bag, but it has two rings that you can put on the cup itself. You open the bag, it's very similar to the 16. You have a so the good thing about it is like it's already ready in the bags.
Based on what you have shared with us on Amuso Real Talk, the kind of person you are, from I see you from Lebanon to your evolvement as a youth to where you are today, I want you to give a word of advice to the youth outside there, including me myself. What would you advise the young person outside there? Planning a future, what they're supposed to do, how patients are supposed to do, how to go about life in general.
Well, if I have a bit of advice to you guys, is to do something that you like to do. But until you find out what you need to do, you cannot just sit there. So you have to start something, plan something. And don't spend a lot of time on planning only. So plan enough and then just start. Until you start, you're not gonna learn the tricks there. Do something that you like to do. If you don't like it, no problem. Stop it. Start again. Do something else. This is the time where you can really jump from one thing to another thing. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of failing. Failing, you learn from it. Keep on failing is the issue. But you can fail 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Don't you think that I didn't fail in my life? I failed many things, and the most important is that I admitted that I failed, but I learned from that experience. So you have to learn from the experiences and go on and dream big, guys. Dream big. Don't go for a smaller thing. Dream big. You can do it. If you believe in yourself, you can do it.
Thank you so much, my lovely boss. You know you will always be my boss. Thank you so much, Mr. Abdul, for your time. Thank you for allowing us. We have consumed a lot of your time and we are so grateful. We're looking forward to hosting you again, perhaps discuss a topic to teach the boys out there, because Amuso Real Talk focuses on the boy child. Because
Amuso, and I would like to wish you the best.